Hey guys, so this video is a trimmed down version of a Supervox review that I was going to make right when it came out, but the video just wasn't really good and it was kind of long, so trimmed it down and here's my thoughts on the update and sort of just a whole situation that I've noticed with the game and where it's been going. So this is like in May, so it is a little bit outdated. I know the biomass mutants got added since then, but I think most of what I've said here stands true. Honestly, I just wanted to share my thoughts on this sort of ongoing circumstance that I've noticed with the game, without having it be tethered to the super box. So yeah, that's what this is. I like the biomass update. It's been fun for the most part, although I think private servers are like the only way to play still. I honestly feel like RP hosting might have done a little bit more bad than good in some cases with Flash Storm, but that's a topic for a whole nother day if I even get around to it. Shout out to Switcher, dude. He's been doing some cool biomass events. But yeah, that's about it. Let's get into it. Um, I don't know. The fact of the matter, though, that I think is like reasonable controversy with all of this is where's the minigun? It's not that the box costed so much money. I'm fine with that, I think. Like I get it, inflation is a real thing. You gotta get money to pay the bills and shit. But in my opinion, like I think the problematic thing is because it costed so much, there is that pressure to make something that is better than all of the previous years when it comes to boxes. There's pressure to make something that especially stands out. Like we got a frickin' minigun and a railgun in the same box. Like, like, and a really cool bunker that exceeds all previous bunkers. There's very clearly like expectation to surpass all the previous boxes, because this costs so much more than them. It costs literally 2x what the boxes used to cost. And I don't know, because it costs that much, like I've said, there's pressure for the devs to do better than they used to. And obviously, like, yeah, obviously as a consumer, I really hope that the $50 Game Pass on a Roblox game is gonna give me something really cool, and it has. But that pressure to create better stuff is problematic, and I don't see it being sustainable for the game. Because right now it's like May. Okay, we're basically going into summer because it's May 20th right now. We're basically in summer at this point, and we're only just now getting the Super Christmas box. Last year, I think it might have been like June or something, and we still have one Christmas box that's work in progress. We have the Omega box, which was like I think $20 or $30, that introduces completely new stuff. That's gonna take extra time to code all those mechanics, all that. And like when can we expect all these boxes to be done? By the time summer rain starts? Like honestly, I would not be surprised if the Omega box, which has um like I said, custom stuff, like custom mechanics, custom items, like people are thinking it's gonna be a boat or something. Like when can we expect that box to come out? Also, I just remembered now that there's a car that you guys probably want to see. So I'll look at that while I talk. The Homesteader. Like how how much time will it take for these new items to release? Like, I'm a fan of, the devs pushing boundaries and stuff, obviously. But, like, I think everyone would be fine with, like, say, back in the day, it was like $2 for a, annual, or not annual, for a holiday Game Pass. I feel like people would prefer like $5 game passes for every holiday that come out with like small stuff, like we had one Easter box last year. Um let me toggle attach points here and just like look at this because whatever. The point that I'm trying to make is because obviously it's unscripted. The point that I'm trying to make is like new players who joined since December, or players who just didn't buy these Christmas boxes, they haven't gotten anything like new when it comes to items. Right? Like there really hasn't been anything new for them to get when it comes to items outside of like the chess pieces or whatever, which released with the bunker expansion, or with the bunker release on the Northwest Island. And, I mean, that's chess pieces, dude. I think they've released blocks cards and Halo containment in the past, like, since Christmas, and I think maybe the military expansion. It's like, as a new player coming to this game, if I don't buy the Christmas boxes, I'm not going to be able to buy, like, any new stuff. I'm not going to be able to get in on any of the new events, um, because that's all that they're really releasing in terms of new items that are high quality and stuff, like new guns and whatnot that look really cool. And obviously the same kind of applied to Mirage, but we were getting a lot of like smaller items that were still really awesome to see. That still like got the community to like discussing, like the superheated axe or something. I remember was big in Mirage because that was the first time we got an axe in a while, and it was in a Valentine's Day box, I believe. So it's like, no, that might have been a Christmas box. Whatever. You get the point. Like as a new player, we're not getting a lot of like guns and whatnot, and I feel like people are reasonably upset about that. Um, I don't know. It's something to think about because like obviously it makes sense that we're getting like a lot of really cool stuff in these Christmas boxes, but that takes up so much development time, is what I'm saying. Like, what I'm trying to say is that it takes up so much development time that, like, again, if I don't buy these Christmas boxes, what am I going to get in terms of new stuff? And I don't know, I feel like there's a discussion to be had about that, maybe. Um, because, yeah, like, everyone wants to, like, get in on the new cool updates, and when it was in Mirage and like okay yeah there would be like a 3 month gap of no really awesome new stuff for everyone, and the Christmas the people who bought the Christmas boxes would still get a lot of cool items like a truck or a car, and like but point is like the first half of the year is just really dead for anyone who doesn't buy Christmas boxes, and I want to see more stuff in the first half of the year because we didn't even get anything for Easter this year, or like anything for Valentine's Day this year, or anything for like St. Patrick's Day this year. And I mean, yeah, that's not like the biggest ordeals, but we also aren't getting like even like the Canada Day box that they released like randomly in summer one year. Well, for Canada Day, but I don't know. That felt kind of random, but it was a bunch of new stuff that new players could buy and get a few cool guns. Whereas now, people are more incentivized to just buy like the one or two, three gun packs in this store and call it at that. And it's like, yeah, but you're missing out on so much cool stuff, right? And then I mean, obviously, don't get me wrong. Like Halloween still has a lot of really cool items. It still has a lot of really cool gameplay. The Halloween event is the best every year, no doubt about that. But outside of that, in Christmas, we're literally just getting summer rain. The first half of the year is so dead, dude. And they've done a couple of cool like lore events. Maybe like they added compound red and compound green, which like if you get injected with it as a normal wastelander, you're gonna turn into a mutant. Or if you're a mutant, you get turned into an eldritch mutant. And it's like, sure, that's cool, but like, who is gonna go to South Point? Like, how many people are gonna go to South Point and actually get those items, right? Like, it's an interesting lore item for factions, I guess. But like, realistically, how many people are gonna? How many people is an update centered around that going to affect? I think, like gameplay wise, like what stories are gonna be told with that? The problem comes in the fact that these items like are restricted from most people's day-to-day gameplay either way. So it's like how many people are actually going to end up having cool stories to tell with these items? And the problem isn't that these items are being added and then restricted as like lore items. Same goes for like the stasis characters that are like coming out of cryostasis or whatever in the lore. The problem is that these are the only things that we're getting added to the game for the most part. In December, or not in December, in April they added the Halo bunker, which is a cool location on the map. But outside of that, it's mostly just been like GUI additions and stuff. Like, yo, I'll drag this over right now. For the most part, it's just been GUI additions. or map changes. And then here you obviously have a few new items being added, but it's mostly for the Christmas boxes. Keep scrolling, blah blah blah. More Christmas boxes, more Christmas boxes. They added the fridge prop in January. They added a couple like prop placer collectible items, which I don't know. Like when it comes to weapons, though, we're not like new players aren't really getting anything in the first half of the year, and that's unfortunate. And obviously they have addressed that a little bit, like with this new update. They added the what the hell is the fart grenade? Oh god. Oh no, I missed out on this. The Wasteland Wares tool pack is what they added with this. So that makes sense. Yeah, I wish we had more new stuff for new players. Like I would rather have like one or two giant Christmas boxes like this, and then they focus on the big stuff that's gonna take up all that development time, and then stuff like the Riot Shield, for example, the Riot Control Mystery Box, just turn that into its own Game Pass, right? Like they did in Mirage, they had the BCPD expansion pack. Just turn that into a Game Pass for people. Like, look at how many boxes there are this year. Even if, like, just specifically focusing on the super gift, of course they're not going to be able to release the minigun and the new railgun in a timely manner because they're working on all of the smaller stuff first, and that's not a bad thing. But why have so much small stuff, so much bloat, when you could spread that out over the year as smaller content updates, as like cool, I don't know, even just like holiday game passes or permanent game passes that stay in the store like the tool packs. I don't know, that's just my thought, but it doesn't make sense like economically to be releasing every single one of your game passes for the first half of the year at the end of at the end of the year in Christmas. I guess like fear of missing out contributes to the sales. Maybe it'll end up selling more than something like the South Point tool pack or something. I don't know, maybe that's like a stupid thought or something. Maybe the reason why they release it as a Christmas box is so that they can sell it for more, but like I get inflation is a problem, dude. Just like sell the normal game passes for a little bit more, like say $3 to $5 compared to like $1, like they were in Mirage, and then like release more of them and less Christmas boxes. Uh, and yeah, that's my thoughts on the update. I've rambled a lot. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. This is a fucking Dukesy video in his prime, man. God bless Dukesy. If you guys want to see a documentary about Dukesy, let me know in the description, or in the description in the comments. Goodbye.